everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 17, episode 3. I cannot believe that I just did a half an hour with my microphone turned off and the stupid thing in the bottom of my phone, so it meant that nobody could hear me. And even though my mom looked like she came on, and there was some views, nobody told me that there was no sound. So I hope the heck the sound is working now, because I can't believe everything I talked about in the last half hour, and none of it, you just see me talking, and none of it has been recorded. Oh my gosh, the sound hasn't been recorded. Oh, and I got something in my eye, and it's really annoying. So where to start? Oh, I got something in my eye. Where to start with you guys? Welcome. I talked about this aloe vera. I call her Vera. She, our friend Jackie, you can see the babies down here. Our friend Jackie gave us babies from her before. And then this time when we were at Jackie's house, she kept some babies and gave us the mama. And this mama is not as old as I thought she was, but she's a big girl, so I don't know where I'm going to put her. I talked about so many things, and I guess I could talk about them again. I actually went off of that live because I needed to check if there was sound, and thinking that I was just done for the week. I saved it to my phone, but there's no sound on it until the end, so I deleted it off Facebook. So, and then I thought, well, I can't leave you guys with nothing. So this might not be as long, but I'll try to go over everything I talked about quickly. And oh boy, I can't believe it. Okay, so where to begin? So most of it, okay, so what I've been doing with my time in the last week has been mostly making miniatures. I showed you guys last week the house that I'm working on and everything, and this week I've been working with polymer clay. Oh, I got something in my eye. I've been working with polymer clay. I bought a 82 color set of clay. The difference between plasticine and polymer clay is polymer clay, you bake it and it cures and hardens, and plasticine never hardens. So I didn't realize that Fimo is not a type of, well, it's a type of polymer clay. So I thought Fimo was just its own medium completely, because I did Fimo in high school, but Fimo is just a brand of polymer clay. With that, making miniatures and stuff, Steve, I've been able to, one of the things I loved about working with it is how you don't need a big area to do it. So even if I have I showed you guys the big dollhouse last week, if you don't have room for something like that, or if I put that away, which Steve doesn't want it in the dining room, so I'll have to put it away, with polymer clay, you can make miniatures, and you just need a small space to work and a few tools. And I've been watching TV and movies with Steve whilst doing this, so it doesn't take up very much room. You can make so many things. And even last night, was it last night? Saturday night, yeah. So last night, even Steve said, what can I make? So I passed him some polymer clay. He wanted to make a penguin. He ended up making this penguin right here. You might recognize this penguin from the Wallace and Gromit. I don't know if it's the second movie, and he has a glove on his head. So Steve made this out of polymer clay. I've already baked them. And can you believe that? Steve's never used it before, and he's made this. He made a little chair for him, so he leans on that and sits on it. And that is something that Steve made. And then Steve made me some tomatoes as well, which I knew it was only a matter of time before I could get Steve making miniatures with me. I did this all on the video that I deleted too. I showed, so some of the things on here, he made me tomatoes, and then the vines, the tomato vines. So it'll be vine ripened. You can see the little tiny tomatoes. And like I said, with my big fingers in the way, like I said, after you cure them in the oven, they are hard. So these are some eggs I made. I'm really proud of these strawberries. I'm not finished coloring them yet. They have a bit of chalk on them, but I haven't finished coloring them. When I woke up this morning, I had little bananas that Erica made me. She made me some grapes, and she made me 2 oranges. So that is exciting. So this is just some of the tools that I had, like I just grabbed a box to put them in. The tomatoes and the strawberries, they have little leaves, so I don't want them to get broken. But some of the other things that I made, I can put into little bags like this. So these are my little macaronis. I was making macaroni and cheese. So you can see how small those are. I'm trying to get it in focus, but hang on. If I stop moving, maybe. So anyways, you can see how small the macaronis are. Little peas that I made because I'm going to make a little stew. So potatoes, those are my favorite things I've made so far. And you can see how some of the potatoes are peeled. Once I bake them like this, I can cut them into small pieces with a really sharp knife. And it'll be the little pieces that I put into my stew. I've made some meat for my stew. Some beef. So I made carrots. I haven't put the green on the ends yet. I've left holes in the ends so I can glue in a little bit of greenery into there. But I've made sliced carrots as well. I'm going to make a frozen bag of carrots too. But I have some carrots to put in the stew. I made a few oranges, so Erica's oranges can join my oranges. I might still put some more color on those with acrylic paint. I have some bread. I made a loaf of bread there and a braided bread. And I'm just trying different things. And I think it's just fun how you can do so many different things. So I'm really having fun playing with that and seeing all what you can do. And also that it doesn't take up a lot of room to do the things. With practicing making fruits and veg and all those things, I thought about making, like you guys saw last week with I'm just going to make sure my microphone's on. Now I'm paranoid. Last week I showed you guys that room I made for Aaron the Elf with his North Pole room. So I'm going to make something like that, but it's going to be a little like, not a shopping, not like a grocery store or something. It's just going to be like a little corner shop, or like a little fruit and veg market stall type thing. So but I thought then I can just make lots of fruit and veg and different products and everything else while I'm practicing with them. And then when I have a lot of them, I'll make a little grocery store thing, like a little market stall would be fun. So I also talked about how when I made that room for Elf on the Shelf with the cardboard, I was like spread out in the dining room, living room, like everywhere with the cardboard and everything else. But making little miniatures with polymer clay you don't, like I said, you don't need a lot of room to make the things. And then you just put them away until you're ready to display them in whatever way you want. I also talked about root beer, which is one of my loves of pop, but you can't get it here a lot because there's I think it's called sarsaparilla, which is like the stuff that they use to make the root beer. And a lot of people here, it's the same ingredient that goes in a medicine called like germaline, I think, that they used to have as kids. And so a lot of people here, when they smell root beer, they associate it with the medicine that they used to have. So a lot of people here don't like root beer, but it smells so good. It does taste like root beer, but it's still more of a mild flavor than you would get in North America. It is bought here, but I bought it here, but it says that it's an Australian family owned. It's called Bundaberg root beer. So we talked about that on my last one. And then another thing I talked about is what journals I'm doing right now. Trying to do more journaling. Like I've never stopped journaling, but like actually writing down more things than just how's the weather and my daily affirmation, like actually writing out feelings and stuff like that. And I like to do like different journals to see how well they do now that people come out with all these journal ideas. This one is called Your 5-Minute Journal. It's Find Gratitude and De-Stress with Simple Daily Exercises by Amy Birch, illustrated by Emily Ann Jenks. And because it's a 5-minute journal, it's quite easy. So each day is just a little, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you don't have to start this January 1st. It just starts on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then weekends. And then each page is a different week and a different prompt. So it'll take me a year to get through it, but it's very simple questions each day. And then the other one that I'm doing is this one. And this one doesn't have to be started on January 1st either. It's called The Modern Witch's Journal. Chart your magical journey into Hidden Wisdom by Wendy Hobson. And the good thing I like about this is that, again, each page is a different like prompt or thing that you're learning about or talking about. So this isn't something that I have to do every day or every week. I can just come back to it when I want and do the next like exercise or whatever. So those are the journals that I'm working on. So I talked about friends and family. I talked about the fact that in the friends category, my painting class was canceled this past week. So I understood why, but I was just disappointed anyways because of the ice and cold, because it's been like -8 here, which doesn't sound like cold to my Canadian people, but it is for here. So it's just been icy and cold and everything else, not the kind of weather that people want to go out in. So we didn't have painting this week, which is sad because when I joined painting, I thought it was just me getting out of the house and being more creative and just having some, you know, art and whatever. I thought I'd maybe drop in here and there different weeks if it was something that I was interested in that week. But it turns out that I bonded with the ladies and I miss them. We had 3 weeks off at Christmas, and then this past week being canceled, that's like 4 weeks. So I'm missing the ladies and I'm looking forward to seeing them this week. And speaking of ladies, there, one of the ones in the class, Paula, she gave me this woolly jumper, this woolly sweater. And when you see my little Bitmoji cartoon that I make for a few hours before my lives, the only thing is that when I made this one, I put the gold stripes on the bottom instead of the top. I know all of you guys have noticed, and you're going to criticize me for making such a horrible mistake. But no, this is a really cute jumper that I'm wearing, and I did even shower and tried to look good and use my curtains in the living room as my background. Family, friends. So friends, I haven't seen Samantha in a while. I miss her. Want to see her again. And I still have to exchange Christmas presents with her. What else did I talk about in my last one? So family, everybody's good. Allison's birthday is tomorrow. Steve and my friend Samantha, her daughter Tyla's are coming up same day in January. And then Amy's is in February. And before you know it, it's going to be spring and Easter. Gardening, I haven't started any seeds. I still want to take care of my garden and my houseplants and stuff, but I don't want to overdo it where I don't have time for my other hobbies and everything else. I talked about the fact that we have the 2 armchairs and the 2-seater. The second 2-seater is coming this week as well. It's supposed to go over in that corner there where the door is to go into the office, because that's going to be blocked up and we'll be able to get into the office through the entranceway, but it's not done yet. So I got to fit this in. I don't know when the floors are getting done either. So I have the Halloween. I have the Valentine's decorations down so that I can decorate for Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure that the guy who's going to do the floors, he's got to come and look at them anyways. When he's done the job he's doing, he's going to come and look at them, and I'm sure it'll still be a few weeks before he can book us in. So I'm probably okay putting out the Valentine's decorations. You just do what you got to do if I do have to move them or whatever. Yeah, I've been just working on miniatures. I want to try doing different things with the, did I say this? I don't know if I said this on this one or the one that had no sound, but with the little tomatoes and strawberries, they have little leaves and stuff. That's why I didn't put them in bags, because I don't want to break them. But something that I want to work on, not only working with different mediums like plastic, cardboard, what else to do? Metal, spray paint, like whatever I'm doing, making miniatures out of different things. I'm in one of the groups I'm in, it's making like miniatures out of everyday household objects, or just, you know, things that you would, shake the table, be getting rid of or whatever. So I want to make some more of those things with my little market stall with the tomatoes and strawberries. I can make like the little crates. You know, whether I make it out of popsicle sticks or matchsticks or something, I can make a little crates or little Hessian bags for the potatoes or different containers and stuff like that. I need to make the little like display cases for my vegetables and stuff for the market. So I can work on those things this week too. As far as responsibilities go, making dinners, we're trying to eat healthier and watch our portions. So Steve bought me a cookbook for Christmas with air frying recipes too. So I'm going to try and do that, and we're portioning our meals with the stand-up freezers really. And we have these drawers that they're like container things that Steve bought that fit in to the stand-up freezer. So they become like drawers, and there's 2 on each shelf. and I can have them marked and then pull them out. It's like really organized, and I like to be organized. So with different foods and portioning our meals and freezing them and everything, it's just even more organized. So kitchen, recipes, doing that. So food, friends, family. Family's good. My little sister Tina and her husband Ryan and the kids are planning a trip to Ireland this summer, and they're bringing my mom, so I'm looking forward to seeing them there. It's probably just me and Steve going over to see them, but my mom might come back here for a while too, which would be awesome. And so that's family. Everybody else seems to be good in the family. Nothing to report. Friends, family. So I also talked about the fires in Los Angeles. Now I know there's still wars going on, and there was the fires in Hawaii. And I know that there's lots of things going on and lots of people going through a lot of shit, but let's just please send healing and positive energy and prayers to the people in California right now, not just the people who have lost their homes or lost their lives, but also the firefighters, and it's affecting so many people. It's devastating, and I hope I never have to experience something like that, but we all go through some crap in our lives. I bet you you may even know people in your own life who actually have had their house burned down. I can think of 2 right now that I know personally who have had their house burned down in real life. So, you know, the thing is, natural disasters can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, how high elevation you live or not, what color you are. It doesn't matter. Like, natural disasters do not discriminate. And we never know when everything we have can be taken away in an instant. So be grateful for what you have. Pray for those who don't have right now. And just, yeah, it's horrible. It is. When I watched The Hobbit, I think it's either at the end of the first Hobbit or the beginning of the second Hobbit movie, like the Lord of the Rings series, and then there's the Hobbit series. And when the dragon comes and blows fire on the town, and the town just starts burning and people are screaming and running, the whole town's burning. I cried when I first saw that. It was so devastating to me. And that was a movie. What's happening in Los Angeles is real. This is really a whole city burning. And it's just, I can't even imagine. It definitely does look apocalyptic. So yeah, it's just important to not take for granted what we do have. I talked about that as well. I said about how my life is good, and it hasn't always been good, and it might not always be good. We're going to go through things. We never know when and what's going to come up next and what we're going to go through. But while life is good, it's important to reflect on that and take it in and just live in the moment and appreciate what we have now. I have a warm, cozy bed that I'm going to go up to. I have eaten a nice, yummy, delicious meal of chili that Steve made. And I'm just a lucky girl, and I don't take that for granted. And I don't take for granted the fact that, like I said, we don't know when our loved ones are going to be taken, when our house is going to be taken. Anything can happen to any of us at any time. So while I'm healthy and sitting here being, healthy and happy enough to just sit here and babble and ramble on, then I'm not taking that for granted. Life is good. And I'm just going through my head, things that I talked about on the one that I did. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, and why I'm late with my live, is that I did start late. I mean, I started at 8:07 instead of 8, but I didn't have my microphone on, so I rambled for a half an hour, and anybody who tuned into it wouldn't have been able to hear anything, but nobody told me that there was no sound, so I just rambled and rambled. So now I'm trying to catch up on everything that I did say, and I think I probably said everything for the most part that I talked about, but oh, I do remember that I said I took down the Christmas decorations and put them away this last week. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've caught up now on everything that in its own way, what I talked about on my last one. So I'm at 20 minutes now trying to catch up on things that I talked about in like 30, 35 minutes. So I'm doing pretty well, probably. Talked your ear off about, let's see if there's anything else. Just watching movies and TV with Steve, doing my polymer clay miniatures, needing to branch out to other things, making things. There is people who make things just out of cardboard. It's crazy. Like, they'll make a whole diorama, like a whole like dollhouse and furniture and everything out of cardboard and such. It's really impressive. And just, I talked about that with polymer clay, that with polymer clay, you can get things as simple as cartoony things like this, or the things that I showed you guys that I made, little miniatures and stuff like that. But if you look up online, like what people can do with polymer clay, there are some sculptures and art and things that people make out of polymer clay that you would never even guess it was that type of clay, and how amazingly good and everything it is. With my doll houses, I told you guys too, like I'm doing the one that's more of a modern house over there. I'm ready to spray paint my kitchen and stuff to make it the color that I wanted, so it's not like Barbie pink. But I need to do it in a well-ventilated area, and even though I'll put it in a box to spray paint and stuff, it's cold outside. So where is there that's a well-ventilated area that have enough space to spray paint? And even if I did it like I don't know where, I want there to be enough room. Like even though I'm spray painting in a box, I don't want any of the spray to get, I don't want to do it in the living room or dining room with the windows open, because first of all, it'll waste all our heat. Second of all, I don't want any of the spray to accidentally get out of the box and go on things. I know we're getting our floors redone, but I'm scared to get it on more important things. So I'm ready to spray paint my pieces for my kitchen for that house, but I need to find somewhere to do it. Especially if I have to spray and then wait for a few hours or however long to do a second coat and stuff. So it's supposed to get nicer, at least nice enough that I might be able to like do the sprays outside and then bring it in to dry and then bring it back outside to do the spray or whatever. So maybe this week I will do that. Oh, I was going to say though, I have another dollhouse up in the loft. I don't think Steve wants me to have two big dollhouses in the dining room. I don't even think he wants that one in the dining room. But the second one, I want to do like, maybe I'll just go up in the loft and do the measurements and stuff and then build like inserts. And as I do them, I can go and put them up in it. But that one's going to be more of like a witchy house and like a haunted house, witchy house, Halloween type thing. So it can come down and be a Halloween prop. And it gives me a little spooky stuff that I can do with miniatures. You saw the little vials I used to put the macaroni in and the little peas in. So I have lots of those little potion bottles and stuff that I can use and do stuff with. So other than that, I just, I don't know if I have any, like besides taking care of the family and trying to give them a good life, I don't know that I have much responsibility in the next week. Like I said, I'm looking forward to art class. And we're doing the lives of trees this month, so learning about different types of trees and how to like draw and paint different trees and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I'm just going to be doing my miniatures and stuff. I really need to get in the greenhouse, water those plants and the ones in my living room and stuff. So taking care of plants and miniature making. Don't want to, oh, I told you guys about journaling too, just catching up on my journals. That's a big project that I need to do. So although if I'm working on my laptop, I can do that anywhere. But yeah, I think I'm caught up. And I know this isn't an hour and neither was the other one, but I just, I'm still very frustrated with the fact that I did a half an hour rambling with no sound on. Because even though I told you guys most of the things that I said in the last one, I probably was on a better flow in the first one. I probably talked fast in this one, trying to remember and get through everything that I said in the first one. But in the first one, I probably had better flow and probably said some really smart things that nobody could hear. Just kidding. So, like I said, I know it's not an hour this week, but it is what it is. And I will catch you next week. I have no idea what I have planned. It's January, so today's the 12th, so the 19th. I can't believe that, like, we're halfway through one of the 12 months of the year already. So that's insane. Yeah, so the 17th of January already. There's something about the 20th of January, but it's not coming to me. So like I said, tomorrow is Allison's 21st birthday, and the 26th is Stephen Tyler's birthday. But what was happening January 20th? I can't remember. I'll have to look at the calendar. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. I'm not sure what we're doing next week, but if you have any suggestions, let me know. I should have some guests on too. So that's something I should do in the next bit here. Also, I know my New Year's resolutions, and I've talked to you guys about them and talked to other people about them. I just haven't written them down and put them on social media. But yeah, if you have forgot, one of my New Year's resolutions is to finish old projects. So that's on the agenda as well. It doesn't matter where the project is. I don't even care if the project is organizing something in the garage, or, you know, just, you know, it doesn't have to be crafty project. It's any project that is incomplete that is in this house that I'm, you know, have said, oh, I'm going to finish that. I need to finish, you know, it needs to be finished. So that's my biggest New Year's resolution. I'm still going to do the use it or lose it. So still trying to get rid of things if I haven't used them or I'm not going to use them. And then, yeah, to finish old projects. So what old projects do you have that need to be finished? Things that you said that you're going to get to but never do. Start getting to them and finish them. Don't start another one until you're finished the old ones. All right. Other than that, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up with my dumb ass not having my microphone on. And for anybody who did tune in to me talking and no sound, I really hope there's sound on this one and that this worked. So that I didn't waste my time again. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Okay. Love you. Bye.